This is why your camera battery dies all the time, is because you are dicking around, not ready. Woo! Hello guys, thanks for coming back to check out another video. I apologize. This update was supposed to go up at the end of December, and I filmed it. And then when I went to edit it, the audio was corrupted and the video quality was like glitchy. So I was like, okay, I'll just refilm it, it's fine. And then the holidays and all of this, and I kept putting it off, and then it's now like January 7th. So here is the update to 21 by 2021. And yeah, so it's been like 2 months. So I will try to get an update for this filmed and out by like the end of February would be the next time I think would be appropriate to do an update, just so I can make sure that I've gotten like good use on products and things like that. So I'm not going to be talking about everything that is in this project because some things I just haven't touched yet, and so I don't feel like there's a need to bring it out and just let you know like, hey, it's still here, haven't used it. So we're just gonna so we're just gonna talk about the items that I have used. So let's get the non-makeup items out of the way first. So this first one is the Formula 1006 Bee Berry AHA mask, and y'all, this it just does not do anything. It's when I shine a light up to it, I can tell that it's moved. This was our starting point, and it's moved to about right here now. So not terrible use for something that you really don't like, but oh, we got a long way to go, y'all. I need to kick it up. I need to try to use this more. And it's one of those things where it's like, I just don't feel like it does enough for my skin to warrant repurchasing it or recommending it or raving about it. It's not like super terrible, like it doesn't burn. I think that if you had really sensitive skin but were wanting an AHA mask, this would be really appropriate because there is no like burning or tingling sensation like associated with this. So, but the smell, oh, it smells like grape cough medicine, and if you were ever traumatized by that as a child, no, don't get it. You will just relive that trauma all over again. The next one is our Dead Sea Mud Mask by New York Biology, and so it's kind of hard to like track this in the jar, but it was about here when we started, and it's kind of like right there at that line. I can open it up. This I have not touched. Let's see. I filmed the update, like I filmed this video originally on like around December 19th, I think, or the 17th, something like that. And a lot of these, so then when I was like, oh, I'll refilm this like the next week, the whatever, like it's gonna come, I like put a lot of these products away because I was like, I don't want to have to remarket. So I honestly have not touched this since I think December 17th. I need to get back into the swing of it. Again, it's not like a bad mask. I think it's pretty good for a mud mask, but it's thick. Like even if you apply a thin layer, it's thick. And then when it dries, it like crumbles. And then when you wash it off, it just makes this horrible mess in your bathroom sink. And it's a pain to clean up. So that is going to be slow going. I really think that's going to take me until December to finish. The next one is our Pearl Essence Rose Water Hydrating Face Mist. This, it's gonna like be a little shaky until it settles. So that top pink line is where we were at the beginning, and then we're about here at this second one. So not like terribly good progress, not terribly bad progress, I guess. I really don't like the sprayer on this. It's very aggressive, and I don't have like a bottle I could pour this into right now, I don't think. So I'm just gonna like keep using it in this. I do have the Mario Badescu Lavender Facial Spray, and I just like that one a little bit better, especially for like this time of year where it's very like cold and windy. That lavender just really soothes my skin a lot better than the rose does, which I think is surprising. Like I would have thought that would have been the opposite, like that this would be more like what I would want in the winter, but no, it's not bad. I do like this, and I am not a person who likes rose scented things. Like that is not my jam. That smells like old lady. Sorry if that is what you like. You keep doing you. But this is not like overpoweringly rose scented. Like, it's actually kind of nice and more floral is how I would describe it. So it's not like off-putting. But yeah, we will just keep chucking along at it. And then we have the perfume I put in here. This is from It Makes Perfect Sense, and it's supposed to be inspired by the Flower Bomb perfume. So this top pink line is where we started, and then this is where we are at right now. I think that's really good use. This is going quicker than I would have thought a perfume to go. I don't know if maybe I'm just more aggressively spraying it than other people would. I don't think so. Like, I spray it on my wrists, do the ears, and then like I'll do maybe like 1, 2, just kind of like over yourself, and maybe 1 on the clothes. But that's about it. I don't feel like that's, you know, overly using it. Nobody's ever commented and been like, Haley, you need to lay off the perfume. So I'm gonna keep doing it that way. But yeah, I really do like this, and I have been rotating that around with like other perfumes because I don't want to get like sick of the scent. The reason I picked that one for this project was because I felt like it was a nice enough smell to work all year round. So, and then the last skincare thing that we have, I haven't actually started using this, but I did want to show you. So this was the Bath & Body Works Wild Blackberry and Vanilla Body Cream, Body Cream. And I actually cut it open and dug out all of the product that I could. I know there's still like some product down in there, but I just cannot reach it. And there's none left in here, as you can see. And so what I did was, since I've already like cleaned out my makeup empties and things like that, I took some of the packaging and like alcoholed it down and sanitized it and decided to like repurpose it. So I put that into this Sol de Janeiro Bum Bum Cream container that I had because I thought this would be more satisfying to track it this way. So this is like completely full, and it's all of that Bath & Body Works lotion. So I will begin to start using this now. And I just love this scent. It's like, it is very like blackberry kind of sweet, but I just thought this would be really good for like all year round. Like, I wouldn't mind to be using this in the summer. So there's that. Now we will get into the makeup. And if I have like progress pictures for anything, then I will of course put that up on the screen. So let's just start with the first one. This is the Catrice Prime and Fine Goodbye Pores Primer. I marked it right here. I don't know if that was, yeah, I don't think I marked it the last, like at the introduction, because this was new when I pulled it in. So when I shine like a flashlight through it, it looks like it's about right here. Now there's like air in this top part, so I can't like squeeze it down and know for sure. But we're just going to keep chucking away at this. I have actually grown to enjoy this as my like primer. I don't use this all over my face because it is a silicone based primer, but I just use it like right here and maybe some on my nose. So it's going to take a while to use it up because I swear I'm using like a pea-sized amount, which is fine. That's an appropriate amount. I don't want to waste it. But when I first pulled this in, it was my least favorite pore filling primer that I had in my collection. And I don't know if it's just I've maybe changed my technique a little bit, or maybe like with the skincare I'm using, my pores just look a little better. But I don't know, combination of the two, but I am actually enjoying this. And it is like a runner for something that I would consider repurchasing once I've depleted like all my other pore filling primers. But the next one we'll talk about is the Colourpop Supershock Cheek in the shade Count Me In. And so the goal on this is to use it up. Actually, the goal so far has been to use up everything. I keep like meaning to put that in here. Like, this is my goal. This is, you know, not my goal. Anyway. So with this, I am kind of glad that the video got corrupted the last time I filmed this update, because this was something that I did continue to use. And so I have actually hit pan in it now. And I think if I like slowly turn it, you can really see that this is very thin. Like, there's not a whole lot of product left in here. Now, I don't think I'm going to finish it off like here in the next month or anything like that. But this is moving a lot quicker than I thought it would be. So what I do is I have a Sigma, it's like a foundation brush, but it's angled. So that's what I use to apply this. And then I kind of like blend it out with the Beauty Blender. And I really like the effect of that. And the shade of this is quite nice. It's just a nice, like, kind of neutral all year round pink. However, once this is gone, I would not repurchase any of their Supershock cheek products anymore. I just don't like having to use the brush and then the beauty blender and blah, blah, blah. Like, and it's more of like a stiffer formula than like a standard cream, in my opinion. So there's just other cream products out there that I just like better. So I'm glad to be getting use out of this, and I'm going to finish it and roll it out of my life. And it's not like a terrible product, but it just doesn't work for me. So the next one, I'm just picking them up randomly. There's no particular order. This is the Bonnie Luminizer highlighter. And so this is far too dark for me to use as a highlighter, but I use it as like a glowy bronzer. I did use it today. I don't know like how much you can tell. You might be looking at me and be like, girl, your bronzer looks horrible. Well, then maybe it's this. I like the effect of it though, and that's all that matters. So the goal with this though is to hit pan. I don't know if you can tell, it looks like there is a dip forming, so that's kind of nice, right? Even though if I hit pan and that's the goal, this project isn't rolling, so I would just keep this in for the entirety of the year and see how much progress I can make on it. But as long as by December 31st, 2020, I hit pan on it, then I'm happy. I consider goal met. So we'll talk about this one next. So this is the Tarte Hamptons Weekender palette, but it's a highlighter, blush, and bronzer. And to be quite honest, I think I've used the highlighter like a handful of times, and it's not bad, but it's kind of dry feeling. So I might like repress that with like another highlighter and maybe see how that works. The blush, I think I've touched once, and I don't really remember my opinion on it. But the bronzer, we have hit pan on, and quite good pan, I would say. Now, granted, this is like small. This isn't like a standard size of bronzer. However, I am going to repress this into an empty container that I have, because it's just kind of hard for my brush that I use to only hit this pan. Like sometimes I do accidentally end up hitting the blush when I'm just trying to get bronzer out. And so if I repress it into something else, it'll be easier to use. But also, I kind of want to take a chunk out of this highlighter and repress the two together and see if it just makes like a glowy bronzer. So that's my plan, is to do that. But there's that item. So the next thing is our Laura Geller Baked Balance and Brighten Powder Foundation, and it is in the shade Fair. So this is like a domed product, and it's baked, and it's very dirty, but you know what? I'm not going to apologize, because that means it's getting used. So here's what it's looking like. The goal is to use this up, I believe. Yeah, the goal is to use this up. And then the goal for the Hamptons palette, I think, is just to hit pan on everything. If I finish up, I mean, I know I'll finish up the bronzer, but if I can just hit pan on that blush and highlighter, I'll be happy. And so then the goal for this is to use it up. And I don't know, like I do have pictures to hopefully put on the screen. I think you can tell that it's getting worn down. This was much more dome shape, I feel like. But I think this is going to be a product that's not really satisfying to track. I don't have a scale or anything like that, so I'm not going to weigh it. So we're just going to have to look at it visually. But the changes in it are going to be so subtle until we hit that like waffle grid or whatever is in here. But I'm just going to keep chucking along at it. It is, even though it's in the shade Fair, it's a hint too dark for me, which is kind of weird because, like, I'm not like the palest of the pale. I know I'm not, like, tan by any means. But typically, like, when I, for instance, buy, like, a foundation, I'm like 3 or 4 up, you know? Like, I think, to give you reference, like, my Smashbox foundation is in the shade 1.2. My Tarte foundation is 16 in Fairlight Neutral. Let's see, I have the Too Faced Sweet Peach foundation in the shade Nude. I have the Jouer High Essential Coverage in the shade Porcelain. So none of those, if I remember correctly, are like the palest of the pale. And they're all fairly good shade matches. So the fact that this is in the shade Fair and it's still kind of like too dark is kind of concerning. I really enjoy this. I don't think it looks too heavy or cakey when I use it. So I'm kind of sad because I don't think I would repurchase a Laura Geller like face product like this because the shades are so off. And I do use this as like a setting powder to like set my cheek area and then blend powder products on top of it. Or sometimes, like if I am in a rush, I will just put on concealer like under my eyes and over like any problem areas, and then just put this on over top of it. And either way, like it looks really nice. I'm really enjoying it. Just not the color. So the next one, we'll talk about the concealer. This is the Ulta Beauty Full Coverage. I just like came at you with that. It's the Full Coverage Concealer here by Ulta Beauty, and I have it in the shade Light Cool. So I have used this like a handful of times. I haven't like been tracking uses on it, but I have a Tarte Shape Tape concealer that is still kicking, and I've already taken the stopper out and everything of that, and I really want to get that out of here because that is my oldest concealer right now. So I've been using that on a more like regular basis than this one, but as soon as that one is done, this is going to become like my daily go-to concealer. And from what I remember, I know I've used up one of these before, and that's the goal, is to use this one up. I know I've used up one of these in the past, and I feel like it did not take that long at all, even with like removing the stopper. So I don't expect this to be like still hanging around by the end of the year. Next, let's see. This is something I know I can tell you I've only used this like 5 times. It's the Colourpop Ultra Glossy Lip in the shade Moonchild. All the lettering has rubbed off the side. There's like no gaping or anything in the packaging. This was like brand new when I brought it in. It's not a bad shade. I really like it. I have it topped off today on one of the lipsticks in here, and I really like the effect of it. The gold glitter in it is not like bam in your face, so it's not like, I don't know, it's easy to wear, I guess, but it is very sticky, and I don't like that, and it's gonna be a hassle to use this up. And I think I might have been a little too ambitious with all of the lip products that I put in here, but we will see where the year takes us. I'm going to try to make more of a concerted effort to at least put this on like in the morning when I first do my makeup, like over a lipstick, and then if I take it with me throughout the day, great, but if I don't, at least it's getting used once a day. So we'll just do the other 2 lip products. Now I do have them marked on a piece of paper. I didn't remark them, I just kept it as like the same lines because I've only used them like a handful of times since trying to originally film this video, but I have it marked as update 1 was filmed on December 17th. So, but I have the 2 Bite Beauty lipsticks. So the first one, let me fold my little paper back here. The first one is in this shade Star Anise, and so you can see like here's the plastic cartridge in the packaging where I assume like it ends, because I don't think I'm going to be digging out lipsticks. That just seems like too much of a hassle and too messy for me. But here it was at the beginning, and then there's our update line. So quite like a little bit of movement, more than I expected, because I don't really, Star Anise is what I'm wearing today underneath of that Moonchild lip gloss, but it's not the one that I've like been reaching for. I've been reaching for Chai far more often. And so here's the progress lines for Chai down here. So here's the plastic cartridge, and I feel like you can tell like this has more movement on it than the other one. They're both really pretty. Here is Star Anise right here. I've really tried to work down that point, like you know how every lipstick kind of comes with like a point on it. So I've really tried hard to work that down, but I will swatch these out. Now this Star Anise, it looks much darker in a swatch than like what it looks like on your lips, in my opinion. So it's almost like this kind of purple mauve color. I do really enjoy it though. And then same with Chai. So Chai was just like a little mini sample, so that's all that's left of Chai. And you can tell I've really worked down the point of this one. I'm trying to use this one more right now because it is such a, it's like a red brown color, and I just feel like it's more appropriate for like fall and winter. So I really want to get as much use out of it as I can for like the remaining winter months, and then if there's anything hanging on, like we'll resume it in the fall. But I do really enjoy these. They're not like, I'm really terrible at like lipstick descriptions. I know they're not nudes by any mean, but they're great shades to wear. I feel like I can just wear them with anything, like no matter what blush or highlighter or you know, eyeshadow look I have going on. Like I feel like the two of them pair really nicely with everything. And so when I, like, if I ever say like, oh, they're a great nude, like that's what I mean. Like it just pairs nicely with everything. So the next one is a liquid highlighter that had dog hair all over the packaging. So this is the ABH Liquid Glow, and it's in the shade Perla. So it's black packaging. I can't really mark it. This tube was brand new when I brought it in, and now I can actually like fold it down a little bit. So that's kind of exciting. So I think that that's basically how much product we've moved. So we're right at the top of like the word Anastasia. Is it Anastasia? 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 I don't know. Everyone says it differently. It's ABH. But we're right at the top of the packaging. And so I really like this. I have been using this with my more matte foundations. And what I do is like, I just put a little bit on my hand and then mix it in with my foundations. This is what I did today. And I think that it just gives this really pretty lit from within look, because you can tell like right here in the packaging, it's like a golden color highlighter. I really love it. Would recommend. 10 out of 10. Great. The next thing from ABH is I have the Dipbrow Pomade in the shade Taupe. I would love to finish this up by the end of the year. However, I've seen other people pan this, and I know that it generally takes a little bit longer than a year. I think this was basically brand new when I brought it in. Like, yeah, it had some use on it and stuff. And I don't focus my brush on like any one particular area. So I don't think we're going to like hit pan on it anytime soon. It's more like we're just working the product down evenly. But here's what it looks like. I do feel like it has changed significantly from the last time you guys saw this. Like I think you can tell like more product has been used. There's like that dip kind of forming. But yeah, I'm really enjoying this. I really like the shade of it. And I have found I need to start bringing water up here. Anyway, I have found a eyeshadow color, because I like to use this and then top it off with like an eyeshadow color instead of, like, I don't have any brow powders, so that's how I do it. But I found like the perfect shade in my eyeshadow collection that I think matches it, and it's what I'm wearing today. Like, I really love it. I think it's great. So the last two things are our Colourpop Supershock shadows. So the first one is in the shade Set to Stun, and it's the it's like this great pink color with like blue glitters, but the blue glitter is not like in your face, like offensive. So I honestly think you can wear this as like an everyday shade. I don't know how well like the blue glitter is translating on camera, but this is a very pretty shade. And this is where we are at. I believe we have expanded the pan quite a bit. You can see like we are kind of like working our way up there to hit side pan, I guess. And it's pretty thin all around. So I really don't think this will be a problem to use up within the year, as long as I just don't, I guess, like forget about it or get bored of it. But I don't think I will. Like, I have enough eyeshadows in different projects to where I think we'll be fine. And so then the last one is another Supershock shadow in the shade Birthday Cake. Watch this be funny. I can't open it, so I can't update you on it. I don't know why. I'm just so nervous that they're gonna like dry out on me, and then I do this. Okay, so this one has pan on it as well, spoiler, and I really love this. I think this one is my favorite shade, and it makes me sad that it was like a limited edition, like for their, I guess, 3rd or 4th birthday. I don't know. I got mine during their 5th birthday. They put out like a little set of like the previous 4 years of Supershock shadows that they had released on their birthday. So mine will be a year old in May. That's when I got it. I did not get it at like its original release date, but it's just so pretty. And I know on camera, no, they look pretty different. This is Set to Stun, obviously. It's like more pink, and then this one is more like a rose gold taupey shade almost. I really just love it though. And for the longest time I was like hoarding it in my collection, and I was like, that's stupid. Just use it. Use it up, because you either use it up or it's going to dry out, and then you're going to be screwed, like you didn't get to enjoy it. Oh, I didn't even show it to you. But here's what it's looking like. So yeah, you can see the pan on the center of it. Really love this. This is just like the perfect, like, I'm in a rush, I don't know what to do with my eyes, like put this on, and it's gorgeous. And it works with almost like any color in your crease, like browns, purples, pinks, whatever you want to do, like it's gonna be there for you. So that is it though, you guys. Hopefully this wasn't too long and like rambly. But as we go through and start finishing stuff out and like hitting goal and stuff, like the updates will get shorter and shorter. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you guys in this video again at the end of February is when we will film another update. But until then, I hope you guys are enjoying yourselves, and if you're doing something similar to this, let me know down below so that I can check you out. And until then, I will see you later. Bye!